All right, everybody. My name is Katie Imbriano, and I'm the Digital Marketing Director at Horizon Group USA. I have been with the company now for 7 years. We are a craft and toy company, and today we are going to be building our Discovery Monster Truck. I'm going to show you guys how to do a little bit of a festive twist on a fun classic toy. Basically, I just want to outline for you guys how today is going to go because I know that there is drying time required for the monster truck. So we're going to start with building some of our truck, and then we'll let part of it dry while we create some of the embellishments. So I'm just going to walk you guys through my materials here. I'm just going to switch my camera here. And hopefully why isn't it showing? Okay, we are all good. So as you guys can see, I have my monster truck pieces. I organized them for myself. I would definitely recommend doing the same for yourself. There is a monster truck tutorial available on our website, craftprojectideas.com, that you guys can follow along with a video if you're feeling like I'm going a little too fast. It follows the exact instructions that come in the kit. So if you have these instructions in front of you, then you should be good to go. That being said, the embellishments I'm going to teach you about here today. So keep that in mind. So when I'm asking you guys maybe to pause during your building, let's grab some fuzzy sticks and make some embellishments. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a fuzzy stick wreath, some fuzzy stick icicles, some fuzzy stick presents, and then we're going to glitterify the top of our truck to make it look like it snowed. I can't wait to make this Christmas monster truck with you guys either. Thank you all so much for coming. So let's get started. Oh, and the only other thing you'll need is you'll need your pipe cleaners. The set comes with glue and paint, but I would recommend some extra craft glue or a hot glue gun if you have adult supervision or if it's something that you're familiar with. Just because we will need it for our extra embellishments. And then additionally, in the tutorial that Maria posted today, it includes a downloadable template, which can allow you to create a little character like this guy. It has a printable template, so you can make the gingerbread man, and there's also a template for a Christmas tree and some cute festive license plates. If you don't have all of the extra materials, but you have the monster truck, you can still absolutely participate in today's class. And then you can always reference the recording of this class that will be available at michaels.com and on their YouTube channel tomorrow. And you can always reference back to see how to add the embellishments at a later date. If you guys have questions, be sure to post them in the Q&A area. The chat is not available for this class. But any questions you have, Maria, our live moderator, will answer for you. So thank you guys again for coming, and let's get started. So as I said, you can follow the instructions that come with your set to build your monster truck. I'll get started a little bit with you guys, but then I am going to jump ahead because we only have an hour. So making sure you lay out your materials, make sure you have everything. I would also recommend putting your smaller materials in some kind of cup so that nothing gets away from you. Everything is round, so it will roll away. Additionally, everything does come packaged in plastic, so you could always leave it in the plastic bags if needed. And then you can see I laid out my body pieces, my axles, everything I need to build my truck. So let's get started. The first step is to apply a thin layer of glue on the inside of the slots here and here. So I just have my craft glue. You guys can definitely use the glue that's included in the set. I just have limited amount of space, so I figured one glue is better than multiple. You really only need a little bit of glue because I think what's great about this monster truck is the pieces fit together really nicely. So you'll want to make sure that you grab your 2 truck bodies and apply the thin layer of glue to the slots here and here. And then I'm going to take the truck bed, which is your largest piece that's shaped like this, and insert it like a puzzle. Oops, hopefully yours are fitting together a little easier than mine. But the snug fit is nice because then you don't need as much glue. The best part about this truck is when you're done, you can play with it. Here we go. So I have my 2 truck side bodies together. And if you think I'm going a little too fast, simply follow the instructions that are provided in your kit. And then we're going to add the truck roof. Again, you only need a small dot of glue because the pieces really do fit quite snugly. So let me make sure that I have my roof piece. And if you guys aren't sure about which piece is which, it's labeled all right in your instructions so you can see which size goes where. So it looks like the roof piece is the next largest slot, like this. So I'm just gonna lay this piece into the little notches on the top of my body. And do the same here. There we go. And they snap perfectly into place. So now that I've got that part done, what's the next step? I'm thinking we're going to keep building on the body, which is awesome because honestly, that's the most fun. I think while we're building, you guys should start thinking about what you want to name your monster trucks. I think that the thing that really defines a monster truck is how you decorate it and the name of it. I named this guy the Christmas Crusher. Something I do want to say about today's class is you guys can decorate your monster trucks however you desire, but I am just going to show you a few techniques to maybe inspire your creativity. So I'm going to do again, just a small dot of glue and put the trunk of my truck on. Oops, sorry, I'm kind of close here. I didn't realize I can pull out for you guys. Snap those pieces into place. And we are good to go. And then the last pieces I have here are of the front of the truck. So I have the hood. So again, just a small line of glue. And I'm just gonna snap the hood into place. Cool. And now we'll put our headlights on. So you'll know which piece this is because it has 2 circles drawn out that look like little headlights. We have stickers that we can embellish on those later, or you can paint them in yourself. So I'm about at a spot where I'm gonna let you guys go on your own because I did build another monster truck a little bit further so I could show you some painting techniques. Can't get this piece in right now. So I'm just gonna set that aside. And I have gone a few steps ahead. I added most of the pieces we just went through together. I have a few more pieces to layer in here. But for the most part, you can see that my truck is pretty sturdy. I just really need to add the wheels. So at this point is when I would recommend painting. You can see I actually didn't push these all the way in. I'll get to that. But I'm gonna just show you guys how to paint your monster truck so it comes out the best way. I understand that you guys want me to go a little bit slower, but if you have the instruction sheet in front of you, you'll be able to build the full monster truck. Basically, what I want to try and show you today is other techniques on how to decorate it in addition to building it. So while you guys build it, I'm just going to talk through some painting techniques. And then while it dries, because you're going to need the glue to dry a little bit, we'll work on how to craft the embellishments. Additionally, Maria shared a video tutorial that may be a little easier to follow along than the instruction sheet if you're more of a visual learner. So basically, once you get the body of your truck built, again, you're gonna use the slots. You really don't need a lot of glue. So after you get your main body pieces on, we start kind of layering in the additional accessories. So I'll show you guys here. For the front, you'll have these pieces that you'll want to insert. They're your grill pieces. Make sure that when you're pushing them in, you push them all the way until it locks and secures. Once both pieces are in place, then we're just going to have to finish off our grill here. So I have one more dowel to push through. So when I do these, when I push through the dowels, I honestly only do glue on one side. I do a little extra glue on one side. And then I push it through the hole. So then the glue gets on the other side as well. Again, everything fits rather snugly, so you don't need to use a ton of glue. My holes didn't line up. There you go. And make sure that all of your holes line up perfectly. Otherwise, you'll struggle to get it through the hole like I did. So the next piece I'm going to just show you guys is adding your axles. So to add your axles, you need to put the strut pieces on first. So a tip to put your strut pieces on easier, rather than pushing the mini dowels through after you glue your struts on, I would definitely recommend setting up each strut like this. So you take your strut, put a dot of glue on each hole, and then grab your set of mini dowels and push them through. Again, the pieces are really snug, which is great, but it does make it a little bit better to push these through. So once you get them through, as I've shown you guys here, you're gonna just take your mini dowels, and we'll go back to this truck, and you'll just wanna line them up exactly with the holes on the body of your truck. And there you go. So you'll repeat that on all 4 struts. Like I said, definitely use the mini dowel, put the mini dowels into your strut in advance of putting it onto the body of the truck. It will make your life a lot easier. So I have all my struts in. The only pieces that I have left on my monster truck to build are the rollover bars that go onto the back. I already put the side steps on here. So I understand that there's some frustration that I'm not offering a full tutorial of how to do the monster truck. So I can certainly refocus and we can just go one by one. I can definitely do that. So I'll just backtrack to this truck here. So as I said, so then we have a strut built. And because I started on the struts, I'm just gonna finish all four. The glue I'm using is just Elmer's Craft glue, but the set does include a small glue tube that works just as well. I'm grabbing it right now so you guys can see what it looks like. I just chose not to have it out because it's smaller, but you really don't even need that much glue because, as I said, the pieces fit together really snugly. So I'm gonna just build out the rest of my struts. So again, I'm putting my pieces in, my mini dowels into the top beforehand, just with a really small dot of glue for a little extra security. And if all your dowels aren't the same size, like my case, that's totally fine. You'll see in this situation, they pop out a little bit more, whereas on this truck, they were flushed against the truck. So everything is made with real wood and hand cut. So it may vary, but it doesn't change the functionality of your truck. I would also recommend putting a dab of glue on the inside of your strut right here. Just to secure it inside. Okay. Line up your holes. It's hard to show you guys the inside here, but I lined up my holes and that's secured. So now I'm just going to do the other side of my struts. Again, just going to go back to this guy. Dab of glue, dab of glue, glue, glue. And then inserting my mini dowels. So you guys can make this kind of an assembly line like I just did. It will help you move a little bit quicker. But again, if you use less glue, your project will dry a little bit faster. But overall, your truck should be rather secure because it fits together like a puzzle. So I just added on my third strut and now I'm just gonna add in my last one. I have a little glue on the table. That's okay, it's washable. Alrighty. So now we are moving. Our struts are in. I hope everybody has had some time to kind of catch up and maybe we're around the same spot. The one piece I am gonna show you guys one more time because I need to finish it for this truck is how to create your grill. So like I said, on the front of your grill, making sure that you put your headlights on the right way is having the notches facing downward. So you have these two pieces and you want these dots facing outward. So I'm gonna slide it in and push until it feels secured. You can also add a dot of glue at this point, just on the inside right here to further secure it. Oops, that one I need to redo. I didn't put glue. But you'll have to push a little bit to really get it in there into the skinnier part. And now that's a lot more secure than the other one was. I'm just gonna add another dot of glue here. Awesome. I hope you guys are having a great time building your monster trucks. I just think it's so cool that you can make something that you can play with afterward. So I'm just going to hold this here because it's not staying as well. Sometimes you have to push it a little bit hard to get it to go in all the way. But if I'm going too fast for you guys, the set does come with step-by-step illustrated instructions. So you guys can always reference back to that if there's a piece that you weren't sure of or you were having a little more trouble putting together. But I am about to just wrap up the grill, and then I will move on to the rollover bars on the back, because we're actually not going to add the wheels until after we paint it. So that will give us some time to dry. So I'm just kind of letting my monster truck, just making sure that all of my pieces are very secure. And so you're going to want to stand your monster truck up. Actually, we need to finish up the grill, my apologies. So grab the 3 longer dowels that are in your set. And you're going to put just a dot of glue here on one of the holes on the front of the grill, as shown. And then you'll just slide each dowel through, making sure that it's lining up with your other grill. Mine doesn't seem to be perfectly aligned. That's all right. One, two, and 3. I can't get that last one to line up, but the other ones did. There we go. So once your grill is secured as shown, you guys are good to get started on your rollover bar. So the only pieces that you need for your rollover bar are these 2 and these 2. So these are kind of like half K shapes, and then these are just straight little guys. So first we are going to apply glue. Oh, here we go. I'm so sorry. These are the side support beams, and these are the side support beams, and this is the rollover bar. So you're going to simply glue. So you want to make sure that this piece fits here on your truck bed. And then your bars are going to go on either side, and there are these notches that will fit into it. So I'm just demonstrating this to show you guys, but you're also going to want to do a dot of glue. So you have your bar across the bottom like so. So you want them to kind of fit together. So I'm just going to quickly glue mine. You want to make sure that the notches are facing the inside. And that the tall part is against the roof of your truck. I'm just going to push this down. Glue this down. Alrighty. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So my glue's getting a little bit messy, but it will dry clear. So don't worry if the same thing is happening to you over there. These pieces do need to be secured more with glue, so I would recommend holding them down for 15 to 30 seconds so then they can really get stuck. They don't have the notches that all of the other pieces have, so you definitely do want to go a little bit overboard on your glue application. So now you can see I have the base of my rollover bar, and then I have the support beams in place, and I held it down for 15 to 20 seconds, and they feel pretty secure to me. So I'm gonna move on, and the last piece is just putting the top bar on my rollover bar. And then, as I said, I'm gonna say that we're gonna pause on the building because this is a great time to paint your monster truck before you add the wheels. If you add the wheels, as you can see from my built one, they get in the way of painting your struts, and they just make it a little bit more of an obstacle to get to the body of your truck. Alrighty. So I hope everybody is feeling good about where they're at with their truck. As I stated, I built everything and followed each step up until we add the axles and the wheels. So if you guys reference the illustrated instructions or the video that was shared in the chat, as well as the video that will be posted on michaels.com, you guys can also reference that for tips and tricks if you're having trouble building your truck. So the next thing I'm going to show you guys is how to paint your truck. If the pegs aren't fitting in the holes, I would definitely recommend, sometimes you need to work it a little bit, maybe using one of the different size dowels to try and fit into the hole, just to see if that will help kind of widen it. Also, if you kind of twist around with like in the hole with your dowel, that should definitely help you to kind of loosen it. Everything is made of real wood. So sometimes what happens, you can kind of see it here, is the shards will kind of get stuck or the pieces won't be all the way out. If you guys are having issues, we can definitely send you a replacement dowel for a last minute where it's difficult to help you because I don't know exactly which dowel you're having problems with, but hopefully it's not detrimental to the build of your monster truck and you can kind of keep going. And I'm sorry that you're disappointed. I'm trying to appease everybody today. And if that's not working, we can certainly cancel the rest of this tutorial. I'm gonna keep moving, and if you guys are interested in learning how to decorate, we can keep going together. If not, it was great having you guys, and I'm sorry for anyone who was disappointed by today's tutorial. So I'm going to keep working through the painting. As I said, I would definitely recommend that you stop your build. Before you put your wheels on, so it's easier to paint. I did a red monster truck, so I'm going to do a green one for my next design. So the set comes with these paint pots. I actually really love the green that comes in here. Something to remember when you're painting anything with wood is to make sure that you're going with the grain. If you go against your wood grain, you're actually probably going to have to use more paint because it requires generally more coverage. So as I said, this is something that you really have to be careful with the monster truck because every piece of wood is potentially going in a different direction. So on this side, you can see that my grain is going this way, but then if you look at my strut, it's going up and down. So for my strut, I would paint with the grain up and down like this. As you can see, if I go with the grain, it fills in the paint very nicely. I'm going to show you an example of if I paint against the grain. So again, this grain is going this way, so I'm actually going to paint in a downward motion. But you can see it kind of skips the coverage. Whereas if I paint with the grain, it's a much smoother stroke, which generally means that you'll need less paint and you'll have better coverage. So I'm just gonna paint this whole side for you guys. Painting, I know this will be good because it kind of allows some of your glue to dry. Obviously be careful if you feel like your pieces aren't secure, maybe don't flip it to the side. You can always have it standing up. It's just obviously my strut wasn't totally secure, so I'm gonna have to re-glue that guy on. But I'm gonna just keep going with my green paint. The brush that comes with this set is really, really great for small details and for like for hand lettering, but it is a little bit small. So I would recommend if you have a larger paintbrush, just for when you're painting really the body of your truck, to maybe grab a larger size, because then you'll just have better coverage. I'm actually going to do that right now. So I have this massive brush that will really help to provide great coverage because it's a really big surface, and I honestly just want it all to be green. You guys can totally go for whatever you want. I think that this is going to be my Grinch themed monster truck. So I'm just gonna keep on keeping on painting my green monster truck. Have you guys thought of what you're gonna name your monster trucks after you finish? I am gonna name this You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, because monster trucks are super fierce. My first one I named the Christmas Crusher. Oh, the Merry Motor, love that. You're way more joyful than mine is, the Grinch. Also, like I said, if you guys need a refresher or you are unable to do something with your truck, definitely check out the tutorial we have on Craft Project Ideas, or you can check out this whole recording tomorrow, which will be on Michael's YouTube channel. So now that I have my base of green, you can see I went with the grain and the coverage is just so nice. It really is. So I'm gonna actually just finish painting this strut. But like I said, guys, the most important thing about painting wood is just going with the grain. So every time you kind of flip onto another side, make sure you're noticing where it's going. So they kind of look like stripes here. And sometimes it's easier to see than others. Like I feel like this one's really easy to see and this one's a little more difficult. But I'm just gonna paint the other side. Green, we're going all green all day. And then maybe we'll add in some like yellow accents. Again, getting great coverage, going with the grain on this side. I chose to keep it really classic Christmas colors. I'm also going to incorporate white. I know white doesn't come with the set, but I am a crafter, so I have a lot of paint to choose from. And I do have some white paint here. I love using white to add fun accents, some snowflakes maybe. So I'll show you guys how to make it look like you have a little bit of a snow fall on your monster truck once I finish this side. If I'm moving too quickly for you, definitely feel free to check out our tutorial that's on craft project ideas. That will help you at least build the set. And then this full tutorial will be posted on Michael's YouTube and their website, and you can check it out tomorrow if I'm going too fast for the decorations. All right, so I have both my sides painted green. And I know I saw a note earlier that not everybody has the extra materials to decorate their truck. That's totally fine. I'm going to show you a few ways you can decorate just with paint. And then obviously it comes with this awesome sticker sheet. So you can use these stickers however and wherever you want. It comes with 2 license plates, so you can personalize those. And we also incorporated a free printable template that you can download on craftprojectideas.com. And it has some gingerbread men you can cut out, some Christmas tree shapes, and some festive license plates if you're interested. So the first technique I want to show you guys for painting is just how to make it look like you have a little bit of snow. My side isn't totally dry, but I want to be respectful of everyone's time as it's already 5:38. So I want to make sure that I get in enough for you guys to feel fulfilled and feel like you got, you know, enough techniques out of today. So I'm actually going to take the smaller brush. Like I said, if you want it to look like snow, you are going to have to add your own white paint. But that being said, you could also use this as a technique to maybe add dirt to your monster truck if you want to make it look like brown. I can show you how to make the color brown, and you can use a very similar technique. So I just made sure that my brush is not stiff anymore. Sometimes before you use a paintbrush, it has like a little stiffness to it to preserve the shape. So I just kind of brushed it out so it's nice and loose, because to add the snow effect, basically you're just gonna take your paintbrush, take a little bit of paint, and you can see I'm pretty aggressively dabbing my brushes because I want the bristles to really spread out. So to make it look like I have snow, like let's say on the side of my roof, I'm just gonna dab it to spread out the bristles. And there's really no right way to do this. It's just making it look almost less perfect. Because when you draw a line, it has this crispness to it that snow mounds and snowflakes just don't offer. So by getting a little more aggressive with your pressure and your strokes, you're creating more of a soft effect here. There we go, my camera refocused. So you can see that. And then if you guys have glitter, you can then layer the glitter on top like I did here. So I did the exact same technique that I'm showing you now with my paintbrush all around. So I did all from the bottom of the windows. So I'm gonna keep going. You don't want to use a ton of paint because you do just want a light layer, and the more paint you use, you can see it kind of chunks. So I would say just using a little dot of paint makes it look even better. And you just kind of keep. You could also use a smushed up paper towel if you don't want to use your brush. You could use a sponge. You could really use anything to kind of give this fun textured effect. And then, like I said, once, if you want to add glitter, you can then just layer it on top and it will give it a real pop. So I'm going to keep going on my snow. And if you guys want to do dirt, like a true monster trucker, I can show you guys how to make the color brown. I'm just adding all my little snowy details all around. It's not perfect, but it's why I like it, because I really think it gives like a cool texture even without the glitter. And be sure between colors that you're rinsing off your brush, because you don't want to, you know, make your green really white or other way around if you mix your colors together by accident. So something that is great about these paint pots is you can use the lid for a color mixing area. So really quickly, I'm just going to show you guys how to make the color brown with the colors that we have. So first, I'm just going to use the lid of the green paint pot, and I'm going to take a splash of red and mix it into there. Now I'm going to take a little bit more red. There we go. It's looking a little bit more purpley than I want. So I'm going to take a splash of yellow. And another scoop of yellow. And there you have it, brown. So if instead of snow, you want to decorate with mud, I can show you guys on the other side how you can do that. So it would be the same thing, but I would say your mud's probably going to be more around your tires, right? So I'm going to go around my tires with my brown that I just made. So to make the brown, it's 2 parts red, 2 parts green, and 2 parts yellow. All right, guys, 2 parts red, 2 parts green, 2 parts yellow. If you guys are struggling to mix colors or to get this texture, don't worry. You can design and decorate your monster truck however you want. If you're really struggling to build the truck, like I said, I would recommend checking out the video tutorials that we have, and you can certainly reference this whole recording again tomorrow. But as you can see, now it looks like I have a little mud around where my tires go. So I'll do that again on this side, just to match it. So for those of you who are in the super Christmassy spirit, I did just want to show everybody how to make brown. I felt like that was something that everyone needs to know if they want to get a little muddy. I do want to give you a chance to learn how to make these very basic materials out of pipe cleaners. If you don't have pipe cleaners, you can continue to paint to decorate. You can always reference this tutorial at a later date to add embellishments to your truck, or you can literally decorate with all of these awesome stickers that are included. So I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to set aside my in progress truck. And I'm going to quickly show you guys how to make a wreath out of a pipe cleaner or fuzzy stick, as we like to call it at Horizon. So all you need for this wreath, it's very, very simple and it's so cute for the front of your truck, is a green fuzzy stick and or pipe cleaner. So the best way to get a curve out of a fuzzy stick, it's kind of like a ribbon. The less you touch it, the better. So all I'm going to do is put pressure here and place my 2 fingers like this around the fuzzy stick, and then I'm just going to pull it, and I get a great curve. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Great curve. Now that I have a really awesome circle, I'm honestly just gonna fold it into itself a few times and roll it around like so. And there you have it, a perfect wreath circle. I'm just gonna twist the ends together. And then I usually like to braid them together too, but for time's sake, we'll keep it here. And we're just gonna add a glitter fuzzy stick bow. I can move my camera down here a little bit for you guys to see better. So glitter fuzzy stick, I'm just gonna take a whole one and cut it in half. Cool. So to make a bow, I'm simply going to loop about an inch away from the end, maybe an inch and a half, like that. And I'm going to cross it over the other side of the fuzzy stick. So I just kind of created a little loop. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Oh, that loop's way bigger. So the other side like that. And then I'm going to take, so you can see they cross over each other like so. And then I'm going to wrap this end around the middle. And there's my bow. So I'm just going to stick this on my green wreath, and I have an adorable little fuzzy stick wreath to go on the front of my monster truck. And you guys can make these wreaths whatever color you want. I like to keep it Christmas classic, you know. My family, we always had white lights instead of colored lights. So I think that's where my very organized color comes from. So this is my wreath. And then I'm going to show you guys really quickly also how to make the icicles I made. These look so cool. I need to move this up. These look so cool, and like they literally take no effort. And I think that's the best part about them. All you need is beautiful fuzzy sticks from Michael's that have this like fun, it's so hard to see without lights, but there is fun shimmer on these. Just take my word for it, I guess. And you can use white ones or you can use sparkly ones, whichever you choose. I'm gonna move my paper towel so you can see better when it's on the blue. But all you do, depending on the length you want, I mean, I just simply placed it against the end and cut where I wanted it. But all you have to do is you take your fuzzy stick, fold it up like this and give it a squeeze. So you want it really tight so there isn't any space at the bottom. And then you fold it down and you want it to be about the same length when you fold it down. But when you fold it back up, you want to change your length. So I'm going to do a bit of a shorter fold. So I'm going to fold it here. So then I have a varying drip to my icicles. But again, you want to make sure that you're folding your top down at the same length so it stays flat. So I'll do a few rows of this, but again, it's simply just folding and kind of zigzagging. So this one I'll do a really exaggerated icicle, make it really long, give it a good squeeze at the bottom. And then again, when I reach the top and fold it down again, I want to make sure that I'm keeping it the same height as my other folds, so then it looks really seamless when I glue it to my monster truck. So again, and then fold down. And so, like I said, I would definitely just vary your lengths of your icicles to make it a little bit more exciting and make it a little bit more real looking per se. And there you go. So once you're done, you can take your monster truck or wherever you want to put it and simply measure against where you want to place it and then just cut. So you may need, I think I needed like 1.5 for the back of the truck. But again, it's how tightly you fold and how long you make your icicles will determine how many fuzzy sticks you need. You can use white ones, you can use silver ones, you can use whatever colors you want, and it just adds a fun kind of pizzazz to your truck. And the last craft I'm going to show you guys are how to make these 3-dimensional pipe cleaner presents. They're really quite simple. They just look super cool, I think. So I'm going to show you guys, I'll use a red one, so we change it up a little bit here. So for these, it's just, again, a lot of folding. So, but you want all of your folds to be the exact same size. So let's say I want to make a big one, right? So I'm going to go like this. I want it this long each time. So I'm going to fold it into itself. And then exactly where this end lands, I'm going to fold it again. And you want to make sure that you're creasing really hard on these folds. So I'm creasing as hard as I can to get like a nice pointed corner. And then again, I want it to be the same size. So I'm just going to fold into myself so I can see where I need to fold it. And there we go. And then, actually I folded it the wrong way. So I have one cube here, like that. And I'm just gonna twist this end around to secure and cut. And it looks like I'm gonna need another fuzzy stick because I went pretty big on this. So for your next half of your present, you want the sizes to, again, be as close to exact as you can. So I'm gonna just measure against my other fuzzy stick and fold, again, giving a hard crease, and then repeat that 3 more times. So 1, 2, 3. And again, I'm gonna, so there's my second square. So you just make 2 squares out of fuzzy sticks, if you wanna call it layman's terms, make 2 squares as seen. And then I'm gonna cut off my excess. And then you just slide them into each other like this. So they become a 3-dimensional present. You can secure them with glue at each point, the top and the bottom, where they touch. And then you can add a fun festive bow like the one I showed you guys for the wreath. It looks like we have a few more minutes, so I can just show you really quickly. Again, it's super easy. I always recommend when you're making ribbons with anything to cut way more than you need. So I would recommend that for this too. So just create a loop again, as seen, and then another loop. Loop, loop, and then wrap it around the middle. And we are cutting the excess. And there is the bow for my present. So you guys can add these to the back of your truck like I did. I just glued them down to kind of show that my truck is full of gifts for the holidays. Maybe this is Santa's sleigh. He's coming, he's the Christmas crusher. And then I also made a festive ho 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 license plate. So that was actually using the sticker that came with the set, and I just used a permanent marker to write in what I wanted. And as I stated earlier, there are printable license plates that you guys can grab from craftprojectideas.com if you're interested. Please let me know if sorry, I just got so distracted. Definitely take a look at our tutorial on craftprojectideas.com or check out this recording tomorrow specifically for the painting techniques and for the embellishments. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's class. I know I did. I love crafting with you guys, and it's really awesome to have everybody join. So thank you all, and I hope everybody has a great holiday season. Bye.